Playing today?
The Steelers.
The Steelers. Oh, that's a huge game. Didn't mean to distract everybody, but you know. Go Chiefs. I'm a big fan also. Big fan.
Awesome. We love it. We love it.
I'm just saying.
We'll
Good to
see
know
who
I'm not
wins,
alone.
And then if the Packers play you,
I know, that could be really fun.
This could be serious business. I'm
It could
just
be.
saying.
It could be. Well,
Well, that's a call to attention.
so this morning, I just wanted to start us off with a blessing for those who are able to be free from captivity, and just to share it. So when people go through something that is difficult, or if you've been through something that's challenging lately, this is a prayer that we say for those that are experiencing something difficult. And so it's Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam matir asurim.
Amen.
Amen.
So we'll go ahead and get started this morning. Miss Wendy, do you know a song?
Oh, yes. Hine macho umadayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine macho umadayim shevet achim gam yachad. Please repeat. It is good.
It is good.
It is great.
It is great.
For all of us to be together.
All of us to be
It
together.
is great.
It is great.
It is good.
It is good.
For all of us to be together. Doesn't matter what the weather. Hine mato umadayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine mato umadayim shevet achim gam yachad.
Let's do a big stretch this morning.
Oh,
Raise our hands over our heads and let them pull us out of our seats. Stand up nice and tall and strong for the Baruchu, our call to worship.
I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Baruch and Adonai, Hamevorach. Baruch Adonai, Hamevorach. Le'olam va'ed, Le'olam va'ed. Yalalai, lai, lai, 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 yalalai, lai, lai.
One more big stretch. Ooh, all the way up, and bring our arms and hands down over our eyes for the Shema.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Baruch Shem Kevod Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Le'olam Va'ed.
You may be seated for the Ve'ahavta. We are on page 2.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
And we will continue this morning with the Mi Chamocha, our prayer for freedom.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נעדר בקודש, נורא תהילות, עושה פלא, עושה פלא. שירה חדשה שיבחו גאולים, לשמך על שפת הים, לשמך על שפת הים. יחד כולם הודו והמליכו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד.
Nice and jazzy for our freedom song. We will go ahead and stand up with our bodies nice and tall and strong for the tefillah on page 4.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Everybody raise your voices. Adonai, yes, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. If you know it, sing out. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot V'Imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei V'Nehem, Lema'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer Umoshia Umagen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Wow, that was so beautiful. That was awesome.
It's wonderful. We will go ahead and move on to silent prayer, to the words that are in your heart. And when you have finished your prayer, please feel free to take a seat.
Shalom, B'Romav. Oseh Shalom, B'Romav. Hu ya'aseh Shalom. ya'aseh shalom. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Alleluia. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. Oh, say shalom. Be Ramav.
I'd like to invite up Brian to tell our story this morning.
Boker Tov, everyone. So who can remind me, you can just shout it out, what holiday begins tonight? So close, Cantor, so close. Someone else, shout it out. Just shout it. Tu B'Shvat. Yes, a different new year. Not the new year for us, but the new year for the trees. So Tu B'Shvat begins tonight. I always find it funny that Tu B'Shvat starts in January or February because it's snowing here, but we know sometimes our holidays are connected to the weather and climate in Israel. So I want to tell you a story related to a tree. So there was a person, his name was Choni, the circle maker. There's a different story for another day about a time where he made a circle and threw a tantrum, and it worked out, but we're not going to tell that story today. But another time, Choni the circle maker was walking along a road, and he came across a man who was planting an olive tree. And he said, and this was, it was an older person, someone, maybe our grandparents' generation, an older person planting an olive tree. And he said, why are you planting this olive tree? It's going to be 70 years before this tree gives any fruit that we can use. Why plant it now? You're not going to be here in 70 years. And the person looked back at Choni and said, look around now. There's olive trees everywhere. Somebody planted these 70 years ago. And so I'm doing my part. I'm planting them now for people 70 years in the future. And the story does continue that Choni actually falls asleep for 70 years, and then he wakes up and he sees that the trees have grown. But the important part of the story is that Choni found someone who is doing something for the future, doing something for others, even though it wouldn't matter for that person. There's another story you might know, very, very similar, about a person walking along a beach, and there are just thousands and thousands of starfish that got washed up from a big wave earlier. And the person comes across a young girl on the beach, and every few feet she bends over, she picks up a starfish and throws it back into the water. And she walks a few more feet and picks up another starfish and throws it back. And the person asks the girl, what are you doing? There are literally thousands of starfish here. What difference are you going to make? And the girl picks up one more starfish and looks back at the other person and says, it makes a difference to this starfish, as she tosses it back into the water. And so I love these two stories. To me, they have a similar message of, there's little things that we can do that make a difference. They might not make a huge difference. They might not change the world, but they'll change the world for someone or for something. And additionally, with tomorrow being Martin Luther King Jr. Day, a day where we remember kind of a world-changing person, we know that he actually didn't change the entire world. He changed, a small part of the world. He changed it to help make equality for all people. Something that we're still trying to fix today, that he did not solve entirely on his own, that we're still working towards. So my hope and my challenge for all of you is that you try to fix a small part of your world. Find one thing, later today, tomorrow, this week, that you can do to make a small change in the world, to plant one tree that will grow in the future, or to put one starfish back in the ocean. What's the one thing that you can do that might not solve all the world's problems, but that will make a little difference. And there's a Jewish text, and maybe I'm not putting you both on the spot, but I think we know the song called Lo Alecha Hamlecha Ligmor. There's a very famous Jewish text that says it is not your obligation to finish the work, but you're also not free to avoid doing it. Just because you can't see it all the way through to the very, very end doesn't mean you don't get to do it at all. So I wonder, could we sing, Miss Wendy? Is that in your?
Lo alecha ligmor, lo alecha hamlecha ligmor, lo alecha ligmor, velo ata ben chori lehibatel mimena, velo ata ben chori, velo ata ben chori lehibatel mimena, velo ata ben chori.
Thank you, Miss Wendy. May all of you find a change that you can bring into our world. Boker Tov.
Boker Tov, Amen. Yasher Koach.
Thank you for those wonderful stories about how we can make a difference in our world. And one way that we can make a difference right now is by praying for those in our world who could use a little extra healing of body, of mind, of soul. If there's anyone that you're thinking of, please feel free to say their name out loud, either in here as my eyes meet yours or in your classrooms.
Mi sheberach avoteinu mikor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us all say as one, Amen. If you know it, let's sing together. Mi sheberach imotenu mikor habracha la'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us all say nice and loud, Amen.
Go ahead and stand for Aleinu on page 6.
Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon ha'kol, Lateit gedula leyotzeh breshit, shelo asanu kegoye ha'aratzot, velo samanu kemishbechot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, vegor aleinu kechol hamonam, va'anachnu koreim, umishtachavim umodim, Lifnei melech malachei hamelachim hakadosh baruch hu. Let's go. V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu Yeh Adonai echad, Ushemo echad.
And at this time, we are thinking of those who are no longer with us physically, but we feel their presence with us in our hearts, guiding us every day. And right now, during the period of Shiva, our Congregation Shalom community remembers the lives of Joseph Onsfield, Rabbi Jay Brickman, Birdie Hamilton, Aggie Lave, and we're sorry to inform you of the passing of Beatrice Wagan. Her funeral will be tomorrow afternoon. And if there's anyone that you're thinking of, and for the period of Shloshim, we're remembering the lives of Eileen Gossman, Roger T. Holwick, Gary Isaacson, and Ruth Silberman. And if there are any loved ones that you're thinking of that you'd like to say, please feel free to share them aloud now. We'll continue with Mourner's Kaddish on page 7. Yit Gadal Vit Kadash Shemei Rabbah, Ve'alma Divra Chirute V'yamlich Malchute, B'chayachon Uvyomachon Uvchaye Dechol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala Uvizman Kariv V'imru Amen. Yehe Shmei Rabba Mevarach Le'olam U'alnei Almaya, Yit Barach V'yishtabach V'yit Pa'ar V'yit Romam V'yit Naseh, V'yit Hadar V'yit Ale V'yit Halal Shemei Dekudasha Berichu, Le'ela Min Kol Birchata V'shirata, Tushbechata V'nechemata, Da'amiran Be'alma V'imru Amen. Yehe Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya, V'chayim Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael, V'imru Amen. Osei Shalom V'imroma, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom, Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael, V'imru Amen. Zichronam Livracha, may their memories be for a blessing, and together we say, Amen. And do we have a closing song that's special for, we have some announcements first. Never forget the announcements.
I'll arm wrestle you for it.
That's what happens when I'm not here for a week. All right, Boker Tov again, everyone. And also Boker Tov, Boker Tov to everyone at home or in your classrooms. We're glad you're joining us, even if you can't be here with us in person today. A few quick announcements. First, there is not youth choir today, so everyone will get picked up at 11:30. First grade, I know you're here and some of you are at home. On February 4th, we're having our family Shabbat with our first grade helping to lead that service. So starting next week, we'll start preparing for that. But for everyone else, you are invited February 4th to join us for family Shabbat. Those are great services to come to on Friday night that are geared towards our students and not necessarily, that are better services for our students to attend. More music, more Miss Wendy and Cantor and the youth choir. And then also 1st through 5th graders are invited to our Club 1 through 5, our first youth group event of the year. You're all going to get one of these flyers on your way out today if you're in 1st through 5th grade. 2 weeks from today, on January 30th, we're going to meet at Red Arrow Park for some ice skating outside. So that is after Sunday school. You'll get to go home first, have lunch, and then you can meet us down at the park. It's fun. It's outside. It'll be a nice chance for us to get together and do something outside of our building, but still as a community. And then finally, I want to encourage you on your way walking back to class, or if you're already in your classrooms, to take a moment and really think about what is something that you can do to make the world a better place. And maybe take a moment to share that, either as you're walking back or right when you get back to your classrooms. We have an extra minute or two today. And it might be nice for all of us to to hear and be inspired by each other about how we can help make the world a better place. So now, yes, we have a closing song about making the world a better place.
How about that we all have voices?
I love it.
That if we use them for good, we can make anything wonderful happen. I have a voice, my voice is powerful. My voice can change the world. I have a voice, my voice is powerful. My voice will change the world. Change the world. I will open my eyes. I will not turn away. I will use these gifts I've been given every day. Sing with me. I have a voice. My voice is powerful. My voice can change the world. I have a voice. My voice is powerful. My voice can change the world. Together we will change the world.
Thank you. Boker Tov, go change the world. I knew you have that one.